Astronauts had discovered that the oxygen tank in the command module had exploded. Most of the oxygen was lost. The astronauts were trapped in a crippled spaceship with not enough oxygen to get to the moon, and perhaps not enough to get back to Earth. With each passing moment, Apollo 13 was moving further and further away from rescue. The astronauts couldn't solve this problem alone. It was going to take the combined efforts of the entire team. For 3.5 days, the world watched and listened as the astronauts teamed up with Mission Control and many others to get themselves safely home.
The Mission Control staff, who make up the command center for the support and monitoring of space flights, began to collect as much information as possible to help the astronauts. They talked to the manufacturers of different parts of the spacecraft and kept in constant communication with the 3 men on board. Experts who had worked on the spacecraft recommended ways to conserve power and to recharge the ship's batteries for re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. They found a method to get water from the portable life support systems on the lunar module, which the astronauts wouldn't need since they wouldn't be landing on the moon after all.
Dangerous levels of carbon dioxide were also threatening the astronauts. With Mission Control's aid, they followed instructions to change the airflow through a special hose. The carbon dioxide level quickly dropped. Even after the astronauts fired the engine on the spacecraft that would start their descent home, neither Mission Control nor the astronauts knew if they would make it. But the returning capsule splashed down in the South Atlantic just 3.5 miles from the recovery ship. The 3 astronauts were safe. The Apollo 13 experience was harrowing. It showed, though, that the many people involved in developing, building, and testing each space vehicle were ready to help in an emergency. It showed the world that space exploration would continue in spite of setbacks.
It also demonstrated how much can be learned from scientific problem solving. It stretched our imaginations while reminding us how dangerous it can be to venture outside our own environment. Most of all, it proved the importance of teamwork. Today, the space team is every bit as committed and even better informed than it was at the time of Apollo 13.
The space team also includes astronomers. Jason Best is training to become an astronomer. I talked to him about his specialty, cosmology. Now, I know there are many sub-disciplines of astronomy, such as cosmology, and I hear that's what you're interested in. Could you explain that to us?